Yes, good evening everyone. Welcome to Lukmaan IAS. This is DTRS session, Daily Takkar Rapid Series. तो हम ये सेशंस में क्या कर रहे हैं, तो हम डेली 10 MCQs करंट अफेयर्स बेस्ड MCQs डिस्कस कर रहे हैं एंड दीज MCQs आर वेरी हेल्पफुल फॉर योर प्रीलिम्स प्रिपरेशन एंड दीज MCQs आर बीइंग कंपाइल्ड into 200 MCQs DTRS magazine which is available on subscription basis at Lukmaan IAS website, so you can subscribe for it. So the detailed explanation of these 10 MCQs, a PDF is attached in the description of this video. You can download it and later you can read the detailed explanation. Today's lead topic is UNESCO World Heritage Committee. तो ये क्यों न्यूज में था? इस कमिटी की जो मीटिंग है वो इंडिया में होने वाली है दिल्ली में, so later in this month. So you should know why it is in news and the basics of this committee. ठीक है, तो फर्स्ट MCQ will discuss on this and other 9 MCQs based on 9 important topics of the day. Before that, announcement related to new MGP program at Lukmaan IAS, new mains guidance program. So this program is designed for those who are giving mains 2024 examination, those who have cleared the prelims 2024 and preparing for mains 2024. So the features of this program, there will be total 47 classes. This will include 28 static portion classes and 19 current affairs based classes. You will also receive the notes for 100 best and most important topics for your mains examination, GS papers. This course also includes 8 mock tests of your GS paper and 3 essay tests also. Now the uniqueness of this program is that you are going to write daily 5 answers just before the session. One among those 5 questions will be a PYQ relevant to those topics or subject, and immediately you will receive the feedback by the faculty and the discussion regarding those questions and other important subject topics of that subject. So basically this is enhancing, enrichment, whatever the word you can use, but this is going to help you increase the marks for your mains examination. So the total fees is 21,000 and those who have joined the Takkar test series at Lukmaan IAS, those students, for them fees is very nominal and there is a discount 899. ठीक है, तो 8,999. So admissions are open and you should join this batch if you want to score more marks in your mains examination. ठीक है. One more announcement related to ethics case study batch by Ansari sir. It is very famous and you may have come across this particular batch from the feedback by toppers. So this batch is very unique. There will be 8 sessions, 150 plus case studies will be discussed by Ansari sir in the classroom. 100 plus case study material will be provided to you with model hints, and this batch is going to start from 16th July 2024. So do register for this batch so as to enhance your preparation of ethics paper in mains examination. Now daily we are also discussing quotation and we have started the series of solving, or we can say that discussing the ethics paper since 2013, the different quotes that have been asked. ठीक है, तो हमने पिछले 2 दिन में 2 कोट 2013 के सॉल्व डिस्कस कर लिए एंड द थर्ड कोट फॉर डे basically UPSC mains 2013 GS4 paper. There is enough on this earth for everyone's need but for no one's greed. Mahatma Gandhi. So it is very famous quotation. We may have come across this even in school. We may have written essay also on this topic, but here we have to write in the 150 words, and of course it is ethics related, so we have to bring some philosophical aspects and ethics related perspective, right? There is enough on this earth, so immediately you can mention in the introduction about Mahatma Gandhi and his simple way of living, which epitomizes how the person himself is showcasing that through, we can say, personal example, lead by example जिसको बोलते हैं कि the needs are very less, ठीक है, there is no greed, and that's why that is reflected from the simple living of Mahatma Gandhi. Now there is enough on this earth for everyone's need. So whatever the population that we have, to satisfy the basic needs, okay, basic needs जो होते हैं, food, shelter, clothes, basic needs, ठीक है, so they can be satisfied, the enough resources are there on the earth. But if you talk about greed, one's greed is unending, ठीक है, इंसान की जो ग्रीड होती है उसका कोई सीमा नहीं है, ठीक है. सो बेसिकली such kind of greed, to satisfy such kind of greed, the resources, we don't have that resources, the earth is not having such kind of resources. Now the kind of, let's say, rapacious consumption that today's society is having, ठीक है, so especially now bring the philosophy, utilitarian philosophy you can bring here, और इवन चारवाक फिलोसॉफी इंडिया का जो हम बोल सकते हैं. सो ईट ड्रिंक एंड मेरी, ईट ड्रिंक एंड मेरी, चारवाक फिलोसॉफी, या यूटिलिटेरियन हेडोनिस्टिक, हेडोनिस्टिक जिसको हम बोलते हैं कि दोज हु टेंड टू सेटिस्फाई ओन सेल्फ इंटरेस्ट and basically whatever the needs that person is having, to somehow that led to capitalistic kind of economy, society, economy, and this capitalistic economy is basically exploitative. It only thinks about profit, needs, greed. Many times it converts into crony capitalism जिसको हम बोलते हैं, greedy aspect, that leads to environmental loss, ठीक है. यहाँ पे हम लिखेंगे environmental loss, biodiversity loss, deforestation, and we can say pollution of land, water bodies, air pollution, ये सब हो रहा है, greed. And this is how the overall resources that are available for future generation, we are depleting them. So we are not having sustainable development, rather we are ourselves using all these resources without thinking about the future generations and their ability to use them. इस तरीके से हम सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट को एंड में कंक्लूजन में लिंक कर सकते हैं. गिव सम एग्जांपल्स हियर, एनवायरमेंटल पोल्यूशन एंड ऑल दिस थिंग्स, ठीक है. सो वी कैन डिस्कस दिस कोटेशन, bring some philosophical aspect. I told you utilitarian, hedonistic and all, ठीक है. Now these are the 10 topics, let's discuss them one by one. So what about the first question? UNESCO World Heritage Committee. So 46th meeting of we can say conference of this committee is going to happen in India later this month, so that's why it is in news. Yes, this committee operates under the World Heritage Convention that we adopted in 1972. Okay, World Heritage Sites, the network of World Heritage Sites is we can say maintained, and this committee works in that direction. Now, second statement, all UNESCO member countries are automatically members of World Heritage Committee. This is incorrect. Okay, basically the committee constitutes of 21 members which are elected by General Assembly, ठीक है. जनरल असेंबली जो यूनेस्को का होगा, तो ऑफ कोर्स उनके जो मेंबर्स है इनको इलेक्ट करते हैं फॉर हाउ मच टाइम पीरियड, 6 ईयर टर्म, ठीक है, 6 ईयर टर्म. All right, so this is incorrect. The famous Hoysala temples of Somnathpuram are included in World Heritage Sites. So in India at present we have 42 such World Heritage Sites, and last year this 42nd site was basically Hoysala temples of Halbid Somnathpuram in Karnataka. So they are 42nd World Heritage Sites in India. So this is correct, we can say. First one is correct, second is incorrect. Two statements are correct here, ठीक है. Very good. So yes, Astitva, this is correct. First one, answer B is correct. Very good. Now let's solve this second question. इसका आंसर क्या होना चाहिए? Similar way this year's prelims the question was asked, and this advanced medium combat aircraft was in news. ठीक है. Advanced medium combat aircraft was in news. This is basically the 5th generation aircraft project that we are developing in India. ठीक है. Advanced medium combat aircraft Sukhoi Su-57. Yes, it is 5th generation Russian aircraft. ठीक है. तेजस लाइट कॉम्बैट एयरक्राफ्ट जिसको हम बोलते हैं LCA. सो दिस इज बेसिकली 4.5 5th जनरेशन. ये जो है 5th जनरेशन नहीं है, रादर इट इज एडवांस वर्जन ऑफ 4th जनरेशन हम बोल सकते हैं. 4.5 जनरेशन जिसको बोलते हैं. ठीक है. सो दिस इज इनकरेक्ट. फर्स्ट एंड थर्ड अगेन B इज द करेक्ट आंसर. ठीक है. B is the correct answer. Right. Now, moving on. Yes, this report is released by which agency? This new report was in news. What is it? Improving the culture of research and development in state universities and institutes. This report. Now, as it is talking about the universities and educational institutions, you may get confused with UGC, Ministry of Education and even NITI Aayog. है ना? तो ऐसे टाइम पे हमें स्पेसिफिक नॉलेज होना चाहिए, इंफॉर्मेशन होना चाहिए इसका. So it is basically NITI Aayog. NITI Aayog has let's say released this report regarding, and it talks about the status of quality of education in the different state universities and institutions and the kind of reforms that are required. So in our detailed explanation we had provided some highlights of this report which is important from mains perspective कि ये universities और institutions में क्या क्या issues है, which is part of our, we can say that human resource development governance part is there in GS2 paper mains examination. So educational reforms in that aspect, higher education mein. So A is the correct answer, right? Okay. What about the next question? Yes, recently India chaired the first meeting of Colombo process in International Organization of Migration in Geneva, Switzerland. ठीक है. तो इसलिए ये न्यूज में था कोलंबो प्रोसेस. दिस प्रोसेस बेसिकली इट स्टार्टेड इन 2003. There are total 12 members at present. These members belong to South Asia and Southeast Asia. And this talks about the welfare of migrants from these countries within each other's country, जिसको हम बोलते हैं कि. So this is related to migration. This is related to migration. So 12 members में Bangladesh is there, China is there, India is there, Pakistan is also there, Vietnam is there, Sri Lanka is there. ठीक है. तो all 6 are the members, and some of the other members are Southeast Asia, they are also members. So you need not to remember all 6 members, although all 12 members, but remember that Colombo process is related to. ऐसा क्वेश्चन भी आ सकता है आपको. ठीक है. Colombo process recently seen in the news is related to. So it is related to migration. It is related to migration. Okay. So yes. All right. What about this areca nut? Yesterday also we solved one MCQ, but that was related to the institutional aspect, but here the agriculture, crop, geography angle. So which of the above statements are correct related to areca nut? So it is a kind of plantation crop, areca nut, and it is equatorial, tropical, we can say that crop. The cultivation of areca nut is mostly confined to 28° north and south of equator. This is correct. Now areca nut cultivation requires moderate rainfall. So as it is equatorial crop, so one can understand from that it requires high amount of rainfall, not moderate. High amount of rainfall. Now, India is the largest producer of areca nut in the world. Now this is, we can say that correct statement. ठीक है. India is the largest producer of areca nut in the world. So 1 and 3 only is the correct answer. C is the correct answer about this. So every year UPSC asks one question on crops ठीक है, क्रॉप से रिलेटेड जरूर क्वेश्चन आता है, तो आप अलग अलग क्रॉप्स जो अभी तक पूछे नहीं है उसके रिलेटेड तैयारी करके रखो। ठीक है, लाल कंदारी काउ breed was recently in news, and that's why we are asking question on this particular cow breed or cattle breed. It is a breed of cattle native to India. That is true. Where it is native? It is native to Marathwada region of Maharashtra. Semi-arid region, Marathwada region of Maharashtra. Nanded district, Parbhani district, Latur district of Maharashtra in Marathwada, Maharashtra. ठीक है, native to that. It is known for its reddish brown coat color and high milk yield. This part is correct, but high milk नहीं होता है, moderate level. It is not known for high milk yield, this particular breed. Okay, so we can say this is incorrect. It is well adapted to dry and semi-arid conditions. I told you these are the semi-arid conditions. So first and third, that is C is the correct answer here. C is the correct answer. Okay, so it is not known for high milk yield. ठीक है, तो बहुत सारे कैटल जो होता है, काउस होता है, the indigenous breeds, they are known for, we can say that, high milk yield. Generally you should know that the indigenous breeds of India, they are not known for high milk yield. ठीक है, मिल्च एनिमल्स जो है जिसको हम बोलते हैं, वाई? बिकॉज दीज कैटल्स इन इंडिया, दे आर लार्जली, वी कैन से दैट, यूज्ड एज अ ड्राउट एनिमल्स. ठीक है, हाँ, ड्राउट एनिमल्स जिसको हम बोलते हैं. तो मोस्ट ऑफ दीज जैसे ब्रीड्स, दे आर नाउ क्रॉस ब्रेड विथ सम ऑफ द लेट्स से इंपॉर्टेंट ब्रीड्स फ्रॉम स्विट्जरलैंड एंड न्यूजीलैंड. तो वहां पर जो हाई यील्ड जहां पर होता है काउस का, ठीक है, तो उनके साथ क्रॉस ब्रीड करके नए वैरायटीज डेवलप की गई है, नई ब्रीड्स डेवलप की गई है. दे आर हाई लेट्स से मिल्क यील्डिंग वैरायटीज. सो सी इज द करेक्ट आंसर हियर. ओके, राइट. सो अबाउट इक्विलिब्रियम लाइन अल्टीट्यूड, ज्योग्राफी. ठीक है, सो इक्विलिब्रियम लाइन अल्टीट्यूड इज रिलेटेड टू स्नो लाइन. बेसिकली it is related to snow line. Let's understand that. It is the altitude at which the accumulation and ablation of glacier are balanced. See, accumulation and ablation, what is the meaning here? Accumulation means when there is snowfall, and because of that snow is accumulated in the glacier, and in winter this glacier expands to the lower altitudes. But in summer what happens? The glacier melts. That process is called as ablation, melting of glaciers. Okay, now this is simultaneous process after, we can say that, one season after the another throughout year. Now what happens is, this equilibrium line altitude is the altitude at which accumulation and ablation of the glacier are balanced. So that line is called as equilibrium line altitude. एक particular altitude line होती है जहां पर accumulation जो है और एब्लेशन, ये दोनों होने के बाद वहां पर बैलेंस हो जाता है ग्लेशियर का लेवल. इट इज टिपिकली लोअर इन ट्रॉपिकल रीजन्स कंपेयर टू पोलर रीजन्स ड्यू टू हायर टेम्परेचर्स. इफ देयर आर हायर टेम्परेचर्स, द अल्टीट्यूड, दिस इक्विलिब्रियम लाइन अल्टीट्यूड शुड नॉट बी लोअर, नो, इट शुड बी हायर. सो इन ट्रॉपिकल रीजन इट इज हायर इन ट्रॉपिकल रीजन्स. व्हाई? क्योंकि टेम्परेचर ज्यादा है, तो कोल्ड टेम्परेचर्स फॉर ग्लेशियर्स विल बी एट हायर अल्टीट्यूड इन ट्रॉपिकल रीजन्स. But as we move away from tropics towards the polar region, the temperatures drop down, and that's why the snow line or this equilibrium altitude recedes to lower level. ठीक है, तो ये incorrect है. Changes in this altitude can be used as an indicator of climate change and glacier health. This is also correct, we can say. Because of climate change, there are fluctuations, variations in this altitude, and that can be understood. The study of this line will help, or altitude will help to understand how climate change is affecting the glacier health. Now, ELA is static and does not vary from year to year. This is incorrect. How? Because the climatic changes and weather conditions, they frequently change year on year, and because of that, this ELA, equilibrium line altitude, also fluctuates. ठीक है, तो we can say this is incorrect. First and third, so answer would be A here. Understood? So this is important concept. It can be asked in the prelims examination. Now, the term Phytophthora infestans. ठीक है, क्या है ये? Infestans है तो somehow it is related to infections by pathogen. ठीक है, infest करने वाले जो होते हैं pathogens होते हैं. Generally they infest the crops. Now this particular infestan is talking about the pathogen that causes potato blight and remains a major threat to potato crops globally. This is correct. Recently, a new research has found that this particular infestans, their origin is earlier misunderstood as from Mexico. Now it is found that it is from Peru. इसलिए ये न्यूज में था. ठीक है, so it was in news for this reason. D is the correct answer. ठीक है, pathogen responsible for Irish potato famine originated in Peru, not in Mexico. ठीक है. Global biodiversity framework, which is also called as Kunming-Montreal Global Biodiversity Framework. So this was adopted last year. Last year there were negotiations of COP of UNCBD, Convention on Biological Diversity. So yes, it is part of Convention on Biological Diversity. Earlier there were Aichi biodiversity targets and they got expired, and now we are going to implement the new framework under this global biodiversity framework. Some of the important targets, like it aims to protect at least 30% of the world land and marine areas by 2030. The other targets are there, like at least 20% of ecosystems, degraded ecosystems needs to be restored by 2030. So there are several targets. In the description, explanation is given. You can read that details. ठीक है, तो ये दोनों सही है. Very good. So what we can say, both 1 and 2 is the correct answer here. ठीक है, 9th one. Now, yes, Chief of Army Staff. This position was in news. See, as they are asking question related to defense, इस साल उन्होंने 3 question defense से related पूछे थे. Like this one, Chief of Defense Staff and all these things they are asking. ठीक है, तो whatever the positions which are in news, we'll try to cover through this lecture series. Chief of Army Staff, yes. Who appoints? President of India appoints him on the advice of Union Cabinet. Now this is incorrect. The Chief of Army Staff is basically appointed by ACC, Appointments Committee of Cabinet. Okay, Appointments Committee of Cabinet, chaired by Prime Minister, we can say. Now his tenure is 3 years or till the age of 65 years, whichever is earlier. 62 years. ठीक है, 3 years or 62 years, whichever is. Both statements are correct. Incorrect. Neither one nor 2 is the correct answer. Okay, so any question from these 10, let's say MCQs? Do you have any question? Any query? Any other query that you have, online students? Okay, so one last announcement related to Takkar year-long test series program at Lukmaan IAS. This has recently started on 22nd June 2024, and first test has been conducted last week. So go through this year-long test series plan. Those who are preparing for next year attempt, that is 2025 UPSC examination. For them, the holistic preparation will be done through the answer writing practice for mains and MCQ solving for prelims. It includes preparation not only for the prelims, general studies and CSAT paper and the current affairs, but also mains GS paper, essay paper, and along with that your interview guidance program. Okay, so go through the plan which is available on Lukmaan IAS website, and if you find that this plan can be workable for you, this is going to help you a lot to clear this examination. Okay, fine.